Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Todoroki Shoto. Todoroki was actually very easy to please, but sometimes he was just a little bit more affectionate than usual. And of course, it was rather surprising to see. It was not something you'd be used to, and most of all, you would never actually expect to see him do this all of a sudden. You were sitting on the couch when all of a sudden he decided to go over to you and sit on your lap. Shoto, what are you doing? You say, very surprised by his sudden action, but he just smiles, kissing your cheek. Can I stay here for a bit? I'm sure you won't mind. Well, it's not that I mind. It's just that. Fine. Just don't look at me with those eyes. You know I can never resist. You say, blushing, but he just smiles, kissing your cheek, and deciding to sit closer to you. He can be very affectionate, and someone who wants to be very close, which was actually very strange for you, as you've never actually supposed he would be the type to be affectionate, considering his family, and the fact that he was not actually someone who was affectionate at first. In fact, he seemed to want to escape from your affection. But maybe he got used to it, and maybe now that he got used to it so much, he can't stop wanting it, wanting more of your affection and your love. And that was something that you could never forbid him from. If there was love that you can give, then you would always give it to him. You would always do your best to be able to give him the love that he deserves. And right now, loving him and showing him that you do care when he's being needy and clingy like that, it was the least that you could do when he needed you most. You know, Shoto, you're being kind of cute right now. You mumble, blushing, and he blushes right there, right back at you. The two of you staring back at one another, both of your cheeks red, in an almost comical way. Well, I suppose if it's not a bad thing, then sure. Just don't tease me about it, he says. And of course you would never. Not if it makes him upset. In fact, you probably can't do anything that makes him upset, because seeing him pout or frown totally shatters your heart. So for now, since cuddling was what you wanted to do, the two of you just sat there, with him in your arms, seated on your lap, and you trying to get used to this, a huge wide smile on your face. It was certainly a new development, but not one that you would ever be against, or one that you would never want to repeat again, because you certainly did. You love him, and you love giving him your attention, giving him your love, and showing him just how much he deserves it. And for now, if it meant letting him do this as much as he wants to, then so be it. Bakugou Katsuki. Katsuki was more difficult, and someone who was not easily persuaded into this whole romance thing. He was not romantic by nature, and maybe that's due to his family dynamic. Maybe it's his own personality. You would never know. But from what you knew about him, his mother was not particularly affectionate either. So, it was kind of something that made it all make sense. But right now, while you were sitting and reading a book, you totally did not expect him to come out all of a sudden from his room and then decide to sit on your lap. You just sat there, your eyes wide open, and your mouth shaped into a perfect O, as you stared right ahead at him.
What? You got something to say?
No, not at all. Um, maybe. Maybe I have something to say, but I know I shouldn't say it.
Well, good for you. Don't.
And that was your clue not to say anything, because you knew if you said just one wrong thing, he would get up and probably never do this again, which is not the result that you wanted here. You wanted him to feel comfortable enough to do this, and to feel like he could be more affectionate with you, and to seek out more of your love and your touch. So you were not going to mock him whenever there was an instance of that. Instead, you just sat there, let him do as he want, let him get comfortable, and wrapped your arms tightly around him, kissing his cheek gently. You'll be okay. Oh, Katsuki, I've never actually thought you'd do this. I'm not going to say a lot, so you don't get shy or upset with me, I suppose. But I'm just glad that you feel comfortable with me. I'm glad you can do this. And most importantly, I'm just glad that I have you. Now, you can wrap your arms around me. You don't just have to sit here and feel all stiff about it. You say, and after some hesitation, he does as you say, wrapping his arms around you and bearing his face into the crook of your neck. Maybe just to hide it, because he was feeling rather embarrassed. And not only that, but he was blushing as well. And also because he just wants to inhale in your scent, to be as close to you as possible, to feel the sound of your heartbeat, the feeling of your warm breaths. And just being like this with you, it was everything in the world, everything he wanted, and everything he needed to feel at peace. He's got nothing more than thanks for you, and utter gratefulness to be able to feel loved like this. So, right now as you stayed quiet and tried your best not to make him uncomfortable, he was just comfortable like this, being with you and feeling loved and safe, and away from judgment and away from people who would criticize him, bearing his heart to you and only you,